Okay, so Vietnam is not what I expected it at all. I really didn't know. I thought it would be similar to Thailand, but it's really not. It has its own thing going on. It's absolute chaos. Before I came here, I thought I'd see bikes, chaos, street food everywhere, and that's absolutely true. But then the next thing, you're sitting on a futuristic metro that looks like it belongs in Tokyo. The preconception that everyone has that it's underdeveloped and it's still third world is totally false. And I'm here to tell you that boots on the ground, Vietnam is absolutely booming. I think you'd be surprised. The expectation is, when I told people at home I was going to Vietnam, they still imagine people wearing those funny conical hats in rice fields and buffaloes riding motorbikes through the streets. But then you arrive here and you see the skyscrapers. Everyone is dressed up like they're K-pop superstars. Saigon now is starting to look like Singapore. All while my banking app at home doesn't even work anymore. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There was a loud beep there. I don't know, did you hear that? But Vietnam is chaos, and I really was not ready for the intensity of it. We all hear about, oh, the traffic is bad. No, you have no idea. Crossing the street here is a spiritual experience, like taking ashwagandha with the tribes in the Amazon. The traffic works on vibes and not rules necessarily. But that's part of the charm. Even though it's chaotic, it's wildly addictive. I can see how people don't want to leave. The country is the most energetic, it's the most intense I've ever felt. It just doesn't stop here. Okay, here's the funny thing. Despite what people think, Vietnam is one of the most fastest growing economies in the world right now. It's absolutely booming. I talk to people at home and they still imagine Vietnam and Asia as being this third world shantytown place, but the reality is the complete opposite. Go to any city in Vietnam now and you'll see a cafe with 200 laptops, 200 businesses being run from there. The internet is very high speed. The food delivery are even faster. And now cities like Ho Chi Minh, like Saigon, they make European cities look absolutely backward. And it's much more safe here. There's no fear of anything going wrong. Only crossing the road. Here's another one. People always say Vietnam's the world's cheapest country, and maybe it is, but the reality is nowhere's that cheap anymore, and the costs creep up on you. You're not going to live here for $500 a month. That's just not possible. People maybe do it, but it's not really realistic for most people. I really think now $1,200 to 1,500 is the baseline. You can obviously live for less, but to live very comfortably, definitely 1,200 per month. Things that you want, Western conveniences, are actually more expensive than at home because many times they're imported. It's not local. So expect things like that. It's not as cheap. Nowhere is that cheap. Also, the social and dating scene. I expected the social scene to be a bit more like Thailand. They have the same religion, they're close together, but really, it's totally different. The dating, for one, is much more conservative. What the family think, social standing matters more than Thailand. Thailand is open. One thing about Vietnam, I feel it's harder to crack into a social scene. And of course, we love to say, even I would have said in the past, I don't want to be part of the expat bubble. I want to feel the real, authentic way of life. In Vietnam, I feel in order to survive, you're going to have to be in an expat bubble. You have to have some friends, and you're way more likely to have expat friends here than local friends. That's just the way it is. Even though the locals are very nice and friendly, it's with the language barrier, it's just that much more difficult to crack compared to Malaysia or even Cambodia. There will be some funny moments in Vietnam where you'll get culture shock and you'll see contrasts. Like, for example, a lot of the wires are still hanging down from the telephone poles. They're all hanging down. It's a mess. But next to them, parked outside your hotel, will be a brand new Maybach. Like Rick Ross or some rapper is there. You'll hear the roar of 100 scooters flying by, but then you can go into a mall, go into the Gucci store, and you'll be in total peace and quiet. Now look, they don't allow me into the Gucci store, but they let me look in the window, and as far as I can tell, it's very peaceful and quiet in there. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The culture shock in Vietnam is the biggest that I've had on my travels. There's no way to train for it. There's no real way to prepare for it. It's not designed for you to cater for you, and that's fine. If I had to break it down fairly, I would say Malaysia is easy mode, Cambodia is intermediate, and Vietnam, you might be surprised, even though it's the most popular place right now. For me, it's the most advanced. If you think, if it's your first time living abroad and you're going to Vietnam, I don't think it's that easy, but doable. If you love Vietnam, you're going to love it. But don't expect it to be easy. That's one bit of advice. There will be friction. There will be challenges that you have to overcome here. So yeah, Vietnam is Vietnam is one of the most exciting places to be right now. It's absolutely booming. Construction is everywhere. But at the same time, it's not what I expected. It's more chaotic. It's more loud. It's very intense, but also incredibly modernized, developed. You have all the Western conveniences. Like I said, Saigon in the business district, it was like looking at Singapore. And really, it's time to change the third world image that people have of Vietnam or Asia in general. It's just not the case. So yeah, if you're Vietnam curious, come over here, check it out. Now is the time to be here. Now is really the booming time. It's peaking in interest. It's getting more clicks than Thailand, than anywhere now at the moment. So check it out, see if it's for you. Also, check out the Move to Asia blueprint down below. If you're confused, you don't know anything about Asia, but you're curious, you want to learn more about living here, I put everything in the blueprint. If you want something more basic, an overview, some funny stories, some lessons that I've learned, check out the Ultimate Asia Survival Guide ebook and the free Move to Asia cheat sheet for the quick overview. That's it, guys. That's the story. Vietnam is... it's intense, but it's very addictive. And yeah, if there's something you like about it, you'll probably fall in love with it. That's it, guys. That's all I have to say. Oh, I do have to say, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. I need all the help I can get here in Vietnam. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, that was nice. Might go for a swim.